Okay, so these are going to be completely random in no specific order. And my love language is words of affirmation. So if I say something that you like or that speaks to you, I want to hear about it in the comments. So give me some amens if you hear some good things you are that are resonating with you. So the first thing that I want to go over with you is well, I guess I could probably introduce myself because some of you might not know who I am. So I am Shey Knox. I am 21. I've been in the business for 3.5 years now, and I'm an ambassador diamond. I am pushing Diamond 2.0 on my 2.0 account this month by the grace of the Lord. And it's been a crazy journey. Within my first month of me being in this business, how many of y'all were like me? Drop a 1 in the comments if you joined for gas money, right? You're like, just a couple $100. I'm just here for this month, this much. I have zero expectations. I don't know if this business is actually going to work for me. And within that first month, I made over $500. And I was like, okay, then if I can do that in my first month, imagine what I could do in, 5 months from now. Imagine what I could do if I would start actually putting in like the full on work and doing the things. And so I'm super excited to kind of share a little bit of my journey throughout a lot of these questions. So I don't want to get super into my story now because a lot of it's going to come. But within 5 months of me promoting in this business, I went diamond and I earned a $5,000 bonus right when I graduated high school. So how many of you on here are young? You're in high school, you're in college, you're in school. That is what the first few years of my business looked like, was crazy busy, going to school. I was in a sorority. I was involved in all these crazy kinds of events. I had all this stuff going on, and I still was making a full-time income with this business pretty much immediately. And then I went off to college and I promoted to double diamond. We went triple diamond. We went presidential diamond. And right before I promoted to presidential diamond was when I no longer went to school anymore. So I promoted my business basically all the way to presidential while being a full-time college student. So it can be done, okay? And we're going to talk about that a little bit, about how to balance busy schedules and stuff. So a lot of people asked what my day looks like. So my day now looks a lot different than it looked my first month in the business, when I was going diamond, when I was going double. And that just comes with leadership. That comes with more responsibility. That comes with more people on your team. And so it's going to look different for everyone. But I want to kind of walk you through what it looked like in the busiest of my life and what it looks like now. So when I first got started, like I said, I was in high school. I was involved in 12 different organizations. I was cheer captain. I worked a full-time job, and I was still trying to take all my dual credit classes while I was in high school so that I wouldn't have to take as much in college and pay for it. So I woke up every single morning at 5 a.m. and I worked my business for 30 minutes in the morning because I had to be at school in my dual credit class by 6 a.m. So I'm not a morning person. That was absolutely the worst year of my entire life doing that because I had to wake up so freaking early. And so I would wake up, I would make my post, I would make sure to message out my people. We did not have post-to-post or Instagram stories then. So ask yourself, how did she enroll? I don't know. I could not tell you how we work this business without post-to-post and without Instagram stories. So consider yourself capital B blessed. Okay. So I went to school. I had my dual credit class for an hour and a half, and then immediately after my regular school day started. So from 6 o'clock in the morning to 3:50 p.m. in the afternoon, our school blocked off of social media and text messaging. I could not be on my phone from 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when school started to 3:50. Then I went straight to cheer practice until 6:30, drove 30 minutes to work, worked until midnight, drove 30 minutes back home to my house, and still had to do homework, eat dinner, be a normal functioning human being, and also still somehow work my business, okay? How I went diamond in 5 months with that schedule, I could not tell you, but it was because I did everything that I possibly could. I was working at stop signs. My weekends were so, so precious to me because that was when I truly went all in my business, because that's really the only time that I could do all the things. I would schedule all my posts on the weekend, so where I was posting every single day, even though I couldn't be on my phone. I was messaging people at 5 o'clock in the morning and at midnight, and if they couldn't respond to me, then they were getting my messages back at 5 a.m. the next morning. That's what my day looked like. And so for any of you on here who don't know me, I am very red, and I will tell you how it is because I love you and I've been through exactly what you've been through. You are not too busy. I'll say it again. You are not too busy. You make time for what you make time for. And if you don't make time for this business, then it's simply just not a priority to you, and that's that. If you told your upline at some point, I'm too busy, I can't do this, it's just not a priority to you, and you need to reevaluate. When I promoted to diamond, I had that exact same schedule that I just told you that I had now. It was not easy. I cried a lot. I was very stressed out. I had under eye bags and they were not designer. Okay. It was not great, but I was making $2,000 a month. And I was doing what I needed to do to pay my bills because my family didn't have it. I didn't have the option of asking my family to pay for my college. It was me or nothing. And so when I knew that, I knew I had to make this work. So then I went to college. Okay. Listen, for those of you that are in college and ever like to say that you're too busy, it's bogus, okay? In school, when you're in college, you have nothing but time, but you'd rather party and hang out with your friends and do all those crazy things and go to the football games and go to the basketball games and be a part of this club and you've got this. You're just overwhelming yourself because you have so much on your plate. It's not because you're busy, it's because what you're choosing to involve yourself in. When I was in college, I had more time than I did when I was in high school. Okay, I was taking 18 hours. I was a full-time student. I was in a sorority. I was in a couple of other organizations, and I also was doing this business, and I was also a double diamond. So you just have to make time for it. Okay, and I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying that sometimes you're not going to want to absolutely pull your hair out and die sometimes and just crawl under the covers and act as if you're just like not here and you're like, okay, I'm going to disappear under here and hope that my responsibilities go away. They won't. And it won't be easy, but that's why that diamond is called top 2% of the company. It's because less than 2% of people are willing to say, screw it. I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable, but I'm doing it because I know what's on the other side. Sometimes you have to be willing to get uncomfortable in order to become comfortable. Give me a 2 in the comments if you're busy. Drop a 2. It's probably going to be like all 200 of you on here, okay? I get it. But can we all look around? I want you to click through the screens. I want you to look at all these faces. Everybody look up. Everybody's dropping a 2. You're in the same boat as Jaylee, as Layla, as Reagan, as Amberly, as Peyton, as Alyssa, as Morgan, as Stacy. You're all in it together. Okay, cue High School Musical. We're all in this together. And yeah, I don't know the rest of the words. That's all I know. We're all in it together. You're all just as busy as the person next to you. But which one of you on this screen is going to decide that you can do it even if it's not easy? Look, we've got Amira on here with her cute little baby here, trying to make him not cry so she can listen to this dang Zoom. Hey girl, hey, I'm looking at you. She's making it work, okay? Half the people on my team would sit there and say, oh, sorry, I've got a baby. He's being crazy. I just can't make it on the Zoom. I just can't do it. Okay, you're going to have to learn to wing it. Like your eyeliner. Okay, if you got time to put on eyeliner, you got time to send out some messages. So now, as an ambassador, my schedule looks a lot different than then. I don't work a job. I don't go to college, but I still have crazy things that happen. I still have a life. I still have things that I have to do every single day. So we all have a different walk of life. We all live different lives, but yet we all work the same business. Why? Because it's customizable. You can literally work your business in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, a minute, 1 hour. Just throw it together like a chaotic mess, okay? We're going to call it goulash. And you'll ever grow up with that? It was like you were too broke to like afford any other groceries other than what your mom could just put together in a pan. Okay, that's all we literally, my mom was like, we're making goulash. I'm like, again, dude, we just had that because that's, you got some, whatever you found in the pantry, you just threw it in a pot and that was your dinner for a week as leftovers, right? That was my life. So that's what it's going to be like. You're just going to you're going to hear a lot of different random analogies from me because that's my love language. It's just how I work. But that's just how it is. You're just going to throw it together. You're a mom, you're a college student, you've got a relationship you're trying to balance. Like there's a lot of things you're going to try to balance in this. Don't try to find control. Just wing it. Wing it, guys. That's my motto. Just wing it. Just figure it out. So my day now, I get up in the morning, I post my coffee video. Every morning, me making my coffee and talking about what it does for me, how I feel, felt, and found. What I feel from the coffee, how it makes me look, how I felt from it, and what I found that it helps me with. Talk about it. Talk about what you love about the products. Talk about what it's done for you. How many of you post you with a product on your story every day? Drop a me in the comments. If every day you were religiously posting the reds, the skincare, the coffee, the celery, the cleanse, the whatever the heck that we have, because we have 50 bajillion products. So find something. If you don't, that's probably your missing piece. If you're brand new in this business, that's your only reason as to why you may not have products yet. Everyone else that's been here for a while, you are responsible for sharing these products. Okay, you are a business owner. Okay, if you think about the boutique in your town that's on Main Street that's like overly priced and expensive that you don't go to because it costs too much money, those businesses, what if they would just like never open their doors? Or like they had an Instagram account, but they never posted the clothes that they got. They would never make any sales because you wouldn't know the clothes that they even had. Those new arrivals, they may be new, but they ain't getting sold because you don't know they're there. So now your responsibility is to post the coffee in the morning, talk about the cleanse, make the celery. And if you're newer and you're like, well, I can't really afford the products yet, purchase a bag of coffee, save a couple for yourself, and sell the rest of them as samples. That's what I did when I first got started. The very first product I bought was Preventage. We don't even have it anymore because it was $25. That's all I could afford, but I sold the heck out of that Preventage, y'all. Like, all my first customers bought Preventage because I was like, y'all, my face feels good. And I kept talking about it, and I would go live about this freaking moisturizer, and that's all I talked about. And then I ordered Fat Fighters because it was $25, and it's all I could afford. I talked about those Fat Fighters, and I sold the crap out of those Fat Fighters because that's all I could afford. So get the products in your hand, and it'll change your life. So I talk about the coffee in the morning, and then I hop on my journal Zoom. Because the first thing that I do in the morning is I make sure that I am filling my cup up first. I don't look at my text messages. If you're on my team, you know I probably don't text you back until like 10:30 or 11 because my mornings are my mornings. I do not want to deal with crap and mad customers and distributors' problems before I make sure that I feel good first. So reading personal development, reading your devotional book, watching a YouTube video, listening to a podcast, doing something where you feel good first. That should be your number one priority. Because listen, if you wake up and you're tired and you don't feel that great already and you're just kind of like not there, and then Becky Sue on your team says, oh my gosh, so-and-so quit my team this morning and this customer is just cussing me up one side and down the other because she had an auto shipment running and she didn't know that it was a 90-day challenge, and that's the first thing that you see in the morning, how do you think your day is going to go? Not good, sister. It ain't going to go good. You are not going to have a good day unless you make sure that you have the Lord filled in your heart and you are walking around with the Spirit of Jesus overflowing you. And that comes to you. You're like, okay, this is how you handle it. Submit a ticket. Have a great day because you feel good. You're like, great, because you started your day off good. So that's the first thing you want to do is make sure you're filling your cup up. And then I text my team. I handle their issues. I help them with their customer stuff. I text in with my new distributors. This is the time that I text them and ask them how they're doing, what they're working on, you know, what scripts they need, if they've got their host to post up. Like, that's when I talk to my team and really just make sure I'm starting the day off with them. And then I throw my post up on my social media. I post every single day, okay? And then the rest of it's just random, taking pictures, posting more products on my story. I talk on my stories a lot. If y'all follow me, you know that if you want to know where I am or what I'm doing, it's on my Instagram story. I promise you the food that I ate is on there as well. Everything that I've done is on my Instagram story because that's my brand. And I want to make sure that people are following along my journey. So that's what my day looks like. The second one is we just talked about being busy. So let's check that off. Okay, so let's talk about going through hard times. How many of y'all, drop a 3 if you feel like things are just crazy and hard and stressful and overwhelming, and this is happening in your family, and this is happening with this, and this is happening with that, and you're just like, Lord, what's got to give, right? And a lot of you are probably trying to promote right now, and so anytime you're trying to do something good, what happens? The enemy is pushing you back because he wants you to not get to it. You know, the devil is okay with you saying yes. He's not a yes devil. He's okay with you saying yes to doing those things, but he is trying to make you say no. He's trying to get you away from that. So we can all declare the promotions we're going for, but how many times does it feel like when you shout out that promotion you're going for, immediately crap hits the fan? It's like, maybe I shouldn't say it out loud. Maybe I shouldn't declare my goals because the moment I do, crap hits the fan. And I'm like, shoo, okay, I take it back. I ain't doing it. I'm not promoting to Diamond. I was just kidding. Oh gosh. Because everything starts happening at once. Listen, okay, I shouted out that I was going Diamond this month, and just about immediately life started happening to me. Okay, yes, I'm an ambassador. Yes, things are great, but yes, I still go through life just as much as you do. Okay, I think a lot of times we look at top leaders and we're like, oh my gosh, their life is so perfect. It's just the same as yours. We just have a different title. That's it. Okay, there's a little bit more time and a different title. So immediately after I did that, there were some things that happened in my family that I was like, good Lord Almighty. Then I got sick. I was in the hospital like 3 or 4 times, and I was asleep for about 48 hours. I felt so terrible. That happened. I came back home. Something else happened as soon as I got home, and I was like, oh my gosh, Then while I was gone, my car got broken into and I had to file a police report, and there was all this stuff that was happening. I documented it all on my Instagram story. And then, guys, I'm going to get really vulnerable with y'all because y'all are my people, okay? Y'all are my people, and I want y'all to know that life happens, okay? So I've been, and this is just because I want to be vulnerable with y'all and know that there's life that happens to me just as much as you. I had been super open about my journey with my sister-in-law because my sister-in-law has terminal breast cancer. I was driving back and forth to Houston. I was going to stay with her at MD Anderson. I was going to try to make it easier for my niece and nephew because they are 3 and 4. They just turned 4 and 5 last week. And we got the call today that she has 2 weeks left here with us. And I thought about texting Courtney and saying, hey, like, I really can't do this Zoom because I was an emotional mess for like the past 2.5 hours now. And I don't say this for sympathy, and I don't say this to make you feel bad or make this a deep moment or switch the moment, but just to tell you that, like, life is going to always happen to you. Always. It is not a matter of if life will happen to you. It is a matter of when. You can't control when someone passes away in your family. You can't control when something happens. You can't control any factors of life. But what you control is the things that you can control. Okay? That is happening in my life, but does it mean that my bills don't stop? Does it mean that my bills stop? It doesn't mean that my team doesn't still need me? Does it mean that I don't still have responsibilities? No, I do. And that's why when people come to me on my team and they're like, oh, sorry, I had a girl last week and she was like, sorry, she was killing it when she first got started in her business and she went completely MIA. And she texted me and said, sorry, my dog died. And my instant reaction was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that's happening. But it's, and I had to be open with her and tell her all of the things that have happened in my life. There was right when I was trying to go double diamond, I got a call that my mom was in the ICU, and then it happened 3 weeks later again, and then this happened, and then my dad was in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, and then I was in the hospital, and then all this stuff starts happening, and then it's an issue with my house and an issue with my family, and then now I get the call about my sister-in-law, and it's like, I don't want these things to happen in my life, but do I know they're going to still happen no matter what? Yes, I do. I do know that. And I also know that right when I found out the news, I had leaders on my team calling me with problems. I had leaders calling me with questions about leadership. And it's like, I still have to lead. I still have to show up. I don't have the option to just check out and peace out and say, sorry, y'all, life's happening. No, this is my job. This is what I do. And now, even if you're a new distributor and you're like, well, this isn't my job, this is going to be. There is a reason that this business was laid into your life and crossed on your path at the point that it was. 6 months after I joined the business, my dad lost his job and I was having to pay for my bills and his. I didn't expect that. And then 6 months after that, he got in a car accident and totaled his car and couldn't afford to purchase a new car. Guess who bought him a car? Me. I didn't expect to do that. Guess who didn't expect my sister-in-law to get cancer and her be 2 hours away from me when the rest of the family was 8 hours away? Who was the closest one? Me. Who didn't have to go to work? Me. Who got to pick up and go watch the kids while she had all of her appointments? Me. Because I get to. But because I put in the work every time life was happening to me, every time I was too busy, every time this happened in my life, I didn't make an excuse for it. I just kept going. I just dug in a little bit harder, and it's in those moments that you don't work your business based on how you feel, ever. This business cannot be worked on feelings. There's a book that Cammie's reading that she's been talking a lot about, and it's called Relational Intelligence. Relational Intelligence. And it talks about the power of your feelings and how you can never make business decisions based on how you feel. Tomorrow morning when you wake up and you're exhausted and you didn't sleep very good last night and you don't feel that great and you're already feeling completely under the weather, are you going to decide, I don't want to work my business today because I don't feel good? Or are you going to say, I have a duty to be a leader because I have a team that follows my every move and I have bills to pay and I have responsibilities? Are you going to say, I don't feel good? Or are you going to say, I know what I want? This business is not an option of like, oh, I don't feel great. Oh, I don't feel motivated. Well, if you worked your business based on looking for motivation, then you may as well just peace out now because it's not going to work. Okay. I woke up this morning, had the worst headache in the world. And I didn't want to get out of bed, but I knew if I laid in bed, I would have the most unproductive day of my life because you get sucked into your bed and you don't want to do anything. So I got up, I made my coffee. I went to the grocery store. I went back. I came home, and instead of getting in bed when I wanted to, I sat on the couch. Because there's a difference, okay? And I came in here in my office and I made some charts. I printed out some other stuff. I made my thank you cards for my customers. Did I want to do that? Absolutely not. But did I give myself the option to work my business based on how I felt? No. I did not get to ambassador because I was like, you know what? I ain't feeling it. Sorry, team. We ain't doing the team Zoom. I don't feel good. Sunday was Father's Day, and my team Zoom is on Father's Day. And one of my other leaders was like, hey, are we still having the team Zoom? It's Father's Day. Yeah, we're still having team Zoom. We have team Zoom every single Sunday. On the days that I didn't feel good, on the days I had stuff going on days that I find out tragic news, I still show up. And so that's what I wanted to tell y'all on that topic, is how people ask me, how do you work your business when you don't feel motivated? You do it anyways. That's how. What do you do on the days that you don't feel like you want to? You know, there's more days than not that I feel like I don't want to. I don't wake up extremely hyped to do host to post. I don't wake up so excited. Heck yeah, man, I'm so excited to go friend on Facebook. Woohoo, yeah. No, I don't. But I know what's on the other side. I know that this dream board isn't going to accomplish itself. The things on here, the things I want to do, all of that comes with sacrifice and hard work. They're such minor things. Like when I go hang out with my boyfriend and his family, and it's 8 p.m. and they want to go out to dinner at 6:30, I know we won't be at home in time, so I miss out on the dinner. It's such a minor thing, but it's those things that compile and get to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, you know, I've made a lot of sacrifices over the last 3.5 years, and that's why I'm here. I missed out on a lot of family vacations. I've missed out on a lot of moments that I really wanted to participate in something. I wanted to go on that weekend trip with my friends. I wanted to go, you know, travel to this, but it was month end and I couldn't. And so I know that what you're going through is hard, and I'm not discrediting that. I've had deaths in the family in this business. I mean, I want you to think about this. Are you in this business? Are you committed for life? Like, did you make a decision to like change your entire life for good? Or did you make a decision to be here for a couple of months and peace out? Because if you're here for good, you know you're going to have life happen to you. There are going to be speed bumps. And you know that they're coming. So when you know a speed bump's coming, you slow down and you go over it gracefully. But if you don't expect it to happen, it's going to take you out. And so you know that stuff is going to happen in your life. And you know it's not going to feel great. Take a moment, cope with it. Have the moment. I'm not saying you got to be a drill sergeant, like work your business through every single second. Okay, I'm not an asshole. I'm just being real with you and letting you know that we too go through life. In October, one of my triple diamonds on my team lost her mom. And she texted me and I didn't even know what to say because I hadn't experienced this with someone on my team before. And she was like, you know what? I've got my leaders, I've got my team, like we're going to be good. And she took her time, she took her days, and she came back and now she's triple diamond. She didn't want to work in those moments, but she knew she was a leader. And she knew that she had people watching her. And now that she's gone through that, when people on her team go through that, she says it's going to be okay. And it may not be as big of a deal as that. It may be something minor, but those minor things are going to turn into larger things one day. And you're going to know, I got this because this is my job. You know what the biggest blessing is that if I had a regular job, you know, my brother called me earlier to tell me the news. And he said, would you be able to come up here and stay with us for a couple of weeks and help the kids adjust? Because they're little and they're about to have to be without their mom. And he said, could you be here for a couple of weeks? And I said, absolutely. And I cried even more over that because I get to. So think about that and think about where it's going to be in your businesses when things in life like that happen and you say, it's okay, we're good. And so then that'll take us into the next thing of vision casting. Okay, so how many of you, drop a 4, if you know where you're going in this business, like you've got a clear vision of exactly what you want this business to do for you. And if you don't, that's okay. Don't put a 4 just because everyone else is. If you don't know, that's what we're talking about. If you know exactly what it is you want in this business. So I have my dream board up here. I redo it every January before conference. And on this dream board, I put ambassador. I put this home that I didn't know I was going to purchase in January. I didn't have any idea that this was even going to happen in 2020, but here we are. I put how many books I want to read, how many diamonds I wanted to enroll. In the top right corner, I have a letter to my dad that he doesn't even know is up there that I wrote him that one day I'm going to pay off his land. He doesn't know what's there, But I have all these things on here. I have leadership retreat. I have that I want to be in top 15. Like I have all these things on there and I know what I want. So people always ask, like, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay driven? How do you keep going to that next level? Like, how many of you kind of feel like you don't know what you're doing? You don't know where you're going. You like don't really know what you even want because you can't figure it out yet because you're like, what's dreaming, right? That's okay. Because I think we've all gone through that, right? Like you've all had those moments where you're like, what do I want? I don't know. Like all these people have houses and cars and dreams. And I'm like, what's dreaming? I don't know. I want you to think about in your regular like 8 to 5 job that you work, have they ever encouraged you to make a dream board? Tell me in the chat. Has your job ever sent you a personal development video? Has your job ever told you to read this Ed Mylett book or this John Maxwell book about growing your money mindset? Has your job ever put you around so many inspirational women that you feel like you already just have this incredible circle that makes you better? I doubt any of you said yes. And if you did, that's a great job. And it's probably this job, and that's why you said yes. Guys, I didn't know how to dream before I joined this business. I lived in a trailer park, okay? I lived in about 17 different trailer parks, if we're being honest. Slept on people's couches. We got our cars repossessed out of our driveway. It was a time when you would get in the line and you knew that your mom was about to pull out that like food stamps card and you were like, please, dear God, do not let the mean girl from high school roll up in her buggy behind me right now and see that we're about to use the food stamps card. That was my life. And so when I joined this business, I remember having a talk with Courtney about it. And I was like, how am I supposed to dream and talk about all these things I want to do in my business when I don't know how to? I don't know what I want. $2,000 a month is like all I want. Like I can do that. I can get a degree. I can go to nursing school. I can get my job where I'm going to make like $15 an hour and I'll be rich then. Okay. Because that was my idea of rich. And then I joined and all these people were posting about their families and their homes and their cars and their Mercedes Benz. And you have Stephanie Dunn posting about her Audi and her 5th house. And I'm like, what is this? Who are these people and what are they selling? This is fake. And so I know what it feels like to have issues dreaming. Because who are you to think that you deserve those things? Who are you to think that you could ever purchase that dream house and build that home and have that amazing car that fits your family that you're not embarrassed to drive up to family get-togethers with or meet your friends with because you're afraid that it's not going to get you there? Who are you to think that you could have this 6-figure savings account and make 5 figures monthly? That's crazy, right? I did it. And I'm nobody special. I didn't come from a family that set me up for success. I didn't come from these people that told me to dream big. It wasn't a thing. Dream big, go to college. That was the dream. Go to college. You'll be the first person in your family to go to college. And so I challenge you to just think about it. Where do you want to be? And if you can't think about it for you, think about it for your kids. I think all the time that if I ever put my kids through that, would absolutely be the end of me. And so I think about that all the time of like, okay, if I go diamond, it'll give me this. So how many of you have promoted to a rank in this business you never thought that you'd promote to? How many of you actually drop a 5 if you're way farther than you ever thought you'd be? You're like, shoot, I'm a Ruby? Absolutely. I never thought I'd make it here. I'm going diamond. You know, I remember when I hit diamond, I was like, I'm about to be the happiest diamond for the rest of my rap girl life. Like, I am balling. I'm making $2,000 a month. This is amazing. Like, you never thought that you'd ever see more than $100 paycheck. And then here you are seeing $500 a month. And you're like, what? I have so many girls on payday and they're like, wait, this is real? Like, this is going to transfer into my account? I'm like, yeah, sister, it is. Because they're so shocked that they got to a point in their business they never thought they would get to. But that's the power of dreaming. It's the power of like just getting yourself to one point. Like if you can't think of the house, then think of the grocery bill. Think of the rent. How much do you need to pay your rent? And work baby steps until you start accomplishing these things and say, well, if I did that, I can just do this. And if I can pay this bill, then I could purchase a car. And if I could do this, then I could bring my husband home. It's the little baby steps that get you to those big things. You know, when I talk to my girls about it, they're like, well, I don't have $20,000 a month in my story where I can get distributors to come to me. How many of you feel like you're not qualified to get people on your team? You're not qualified to ever say, oh, I'm going to go diamond, or I'm going to build this house one day, or I'm going to get this car. You're already freaking qualified. God gave you this business because it's not just a goal of yours, it's a calling of yours. You just don't know it yet. And the longer you doubt it, the less chances you are of getting to those things that he already has laid out for you. My biggest fear is getting to heaven and him showing me all these things he had planned for me that I didn't do because I was too afraid or I counted myself out. There are so many people that join this business and join my team, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be so good. And they're good for a little bit, and then they start counting themselves out, and they start saying, well, nobody wants to join this business with me, and nobody wants this, nobody wants that. And then they're so toxic about it that they end up quitting. And I'm like, there was so much out there for you. You just had your eyes closed, and you had your heart closed, and your mind closed to anything that could ever be better for you. You were not born to live this mediocre life that you don't want to talk about, that you don't want to go out there and pursue. That's not why you're here. And I can tell you that because I once thought that was me. I looked at all those girls in high school that got to wear the nice things and do the nice things and go to the nice colleges and live the nice things and have the nice cars. And immediately I was like, oh, well, I came from a different life than they did. I can't live that life. Who was I to ever say that? Why did I disqualify myself based on the things that I had? You're like, I'm not cute enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have, I'm an introvert. I'm this, I'm that. Courtney Bohr is the biggest introvert you'll ever meet in your life. I'll never forget the first conference I went to where she was being announced as top 10 and she didn't know what number you are. When you're top 10, you go to conference and they announce your name while you're there. And she was sitting there and she was rocking back and forth because she had to go on stage. And I was like, hey, we both got blonde hair. I'll do it for you. I go up there for you. I'm Courtney Bohr, y'all. Hey, because she was terrified of going up on stage. I came from where I came from, and I never thought that I would ever be on that stage sitting on that white couch telling my story, but I did because I gave myself the chance to. Every single one of you on this Zoom are qualified. God already told you yes by bringing this business to you. You do not need another one. He's giving you this platform to physically change lives every day, and you're too selfish to share it. It's not about you. It's not about how you feel. It's not about how uncomfortable you are. One of the questions was, how do you get over the insecurity of posting? You get over the fact of thinking about all the women that are missing out on this opportunity because you won't share it. I've talked about it so much because I had one of my girls come to my house this weekend to celebrate her VIP promotion. It was Katie, the one I talked about earlier, who lost her mom in October. Guys, she has a physical human being. She had a baby after she joined this business. That is my job, to make sure that I lead this team well, because it's not about me. We've got Layla on here. She's a diamond on my team. She's holding her baby right now. It's not about me. On the days that I don't feel good, I have people on my team who have bills and diapers and formula and like physical human beings to take care of. It's not about how you feel. It's not about you feeling ready or prepared to step into that promotion or think that you're ready enough to be a diamond. Girl, just dive in. I didn't know what I was doing when I got started. I physically went diamond on ignorance on fire. Now that I'm going diamond a second time, it's harder than the first time. Okay. I was so excited to get my diamond chart out because I was like, shoot, this is going to be so easy. No, it's harder when you know more. It's easier being ignorance on fire. I promise you. You don't have to know it all. And I guarantee you that none of us that ever went diamond knew what we were doing, because it was just a mess. It was like, this person goes here, this person gets filled, this box gets filled, here's a customer, screw it. Hey, you want to cleanse? Sure, fill this box. Like, it's just a bunch of just hot mess express. And then it gets hotter and messier the more that you go, because you're like, dude, I got to go VIP. I don't know how it's going to happen. Going VIP July of last year, craziest promotion of my life, I think. Actually, it was 2 years ago. It was 2018. See what I mean? I don't know. It's just a hot mess. But I challenge you to continue dreaming even when you cannot see it. Faith is walking when you feel you're blindfolded. Leadership, you're pretty much blindfolded the whole time because you don't know what the heck is going on. It's like somebody texts you with an issue and you're like, well, that's new. I guess I'll figure it out. And they're like, hey, what do I do with this? And you pull an answer out of your rear end because you don't know. But you're like, hey, I'm your leader. You're coming to me and I better have an answer for you, because if I don't, we're not getting anywhere. So guys, think about what you want in life. And even if that's just purchasing a car, when you get to that point, you'll be able to dream beyond that. My first dream board was hoping that I made $2,000 a month one day. My first dream board had paying my college tuition on it because I didn't want to take out a student loan because that meant debt and that meant poverty and that meant going in the same cycle of my family. That was my first dream board. My first dream board had enroll 10 distributors on it. Complete my steps to success. That was my first dream board, but that was a lot to me. And then I put homes on there and cars on there and 6-figure savings account on there. And then I just kept checking it off because you want to know why? I didn't try to figure out how. Because I didn't know how. 6-figure savings account, that's a hell of a lot of money. I don't know how that's going to happen. 5 figures a month, I don't know. People have done it, so I should just put it on my dream board, right? Because it's been done before, but not by people like me. Okay, I'll just put ambassador on my dream board because it's my next promotion. But like ambassador a year and a half ago was something that just completely blew my mind. But I kept going and I kept putting it out there and I kept posting and I kept leading my team and I kept enrolling distributors. And even though that mountain seemed massive, that mountain got smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you don't have a vision, don't just be the lid for your team. Dream small until you can dream big. Because you have to think about you're a cap for your team. And if you're not dreaming, they aren't either. If you're not running after that promotion because you fear that you're not good enough for it, you're setting up the culture within your team that they know that they aren't good enough to promote to that promotion, because if you're afraid of it, then they should be too. 3 months ago, actually, let me ask this first. How many of you feel like your promotion's too far? Drop it below. You think your promotion's too far? You don't know how you're going to do it? You've spent the last week looking at this number as if it's the biggest mountain you've ever climbed. You feel completely unqualified. You don't know how you're going to pull in that much volume. You don't know how you're going to get charted for it because you're still not even charted. You have people on your team who are not working. You have people on your team who won't text you back. You have team Zooms that they're not getting on. You're wondering why they're not getting on your power hours. I feel that. I can actually tell you exactly how it feels right now. I know how you feel, but I can tell you that I'm on the other side of it. And it never gets easier. And that feeling of wondering why that distributor won't work will never go away. And that feeling of wondering if it was your fault because you didn't lead them well enough will never stop. But what gets easier is you knowing exactly what you're doing it for. The month we went ambassador, we needed to pull in 130,000 in volume in 30 days. The most we had ever pulled in was like 60. Not even kidding. It was not good. And I remember that month, the whole beginning of the month, we did a Zoom and it was actually with Kate Middleton. She's my presidential, okay? And I was like, you're going presidential. Like, I believed in her so much and I just knew that she was going presidential. And she's like, if I'm going presidential, why are you not going ambassador? Do you remember that, Kate? Someone in my own downline was like, why are you not pushing for your promotion? And it was in that moment that I was like, oh my God, I preached to my team about being a lid on their own team and I'm being one for mine. They were all promoting and they were all pushing for a promotion, but I hadn't said my own because it was too much. It was too far. I had already disqualified myself from this promotion. And so on the 17th of the month, when I maintained Presidential Diamond on the 17th, I still had a little under half of the month left. We decided we were going ambassador. And it was the craziest freaking promotion I've ever seen in my life. It was the most volume I've ever seen anybody in this company ever say that they had pulled in for a promotion. I've never seen it, and still to this day have not heard a story that's been more than that. It was insanity. But we did it. And you want to know why? Because I chose to have faith over fear every single day. I chose to not sit there and ever show fear to my team, because if I did, then they were going to say, well, oh my gosh, then we can't do it. What do we do? Like, if we can't promote, if you're not promoting, then we're not promoting, right? So I want you to think about it. How many of you are not going after your promotions and you see that your team's not going after theirs either? When's the last time that you shouted out that you were going to promote and realizing that your team, nobody's promoting on your team? And I hope I'm stepping on your toes, because I want you to realize the power that you have over your team. And something I kept telling to myself, and I posted this in my team page last night, and also on the family or the Show Me the Money call. If y'all didn't watch it, it was amazing. Something that John and Sherry Lynn said the whole month they were going double ambassador. They said the Lord will make you be like the head and not the tail. You will be on top and not the bottom. This will happen if you listen to the commands of the Lord for God that I tell you today. You must carefully obey these commands. You are the head and not the tail. You are the top and not the bottom. You have everything that you need to promote to that promotion, but the more that you figure out and try to ask yourself how in the Sam heck it's going to happen, it won't happen. That is the enemy trying to tell you and overwhelm you with all these thoughts of it's too far, it's too much, you're not even charted. Who are you to think that you can promote to this? Why do you think that you could go diamond and make $2,000 a month? These people on your team aren't even working. This person won't even reply to your text messages. This Ruby quit 2 months ago and you're trying to promote with her? Heck yeah, you are. Because you did not come here to play small. And if I can pull in 130,000 in volume to go ambassador diamond and not have a single clue how it happened, I can tell you that you can put faith over fear every freaking day and go after that promotion even when it doesn't make sense. And even when you feel like you're walking in a room with a blindfold on and you have no idea where the other end of it is, walk blindly. Because I can tell you that the blessings that you're going to receive from just walking in faith, God sees that. I prayed out loud every single day that the Lord would give me the words to tell my team when I had them, to give them the belief that they needed because some of them didn't believe in themselves, to give me enough belief for not only my own self to pull in that stupid amount of volume, but also for my team to see that it can be done. And when I decided that I was promoting to that promotion, and when I had no fear of 130,000 in volume, they suddenly had no fear of 500. They had no fear of 2,000. So if your team asks you, how far are you from diamond, and you proudly say 6,000, their 5,000 becomes this much. Their 500 becomes this much because you're not afraid of it. God did not instill you with fear already in you. He didn't. It's not a thing. He did not make us to be fearful. He made us to be fearless. The enemy will convince you that it's too much and it's too far. And if you listen, you will sit exactly where you are for months on end. But what I told myself over and over and over is that it has been done. You know, diamond, there's thousands of them. You know, double, there's a lot of doubles. Ambassador, there's a lot of us. It has been done. So why can you not do it? So let's talk about my routine. So I'm going to show y'all, we're going to talk about month-end tips for the last quarter of this Zoom because we are in month-end. So I want to know, how close are you to promotion? Give me your number, because if you don't know your number, then it ain't happening. I need to know your number. How far are you from Ruby? How far are you from Diamond? How far are you from Double, from Executive, from Emerald, from any of the promotions? How close are you to this promotion? Now, I'm sure how many of you want month-end tips, okay? You're trying to promote, you're trying to pull in volume. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to share with y'all what I do for host to post and how I make sure that I'm getting volume in. So everyone thanks Cheyenne for teaching me how to share my iPad screen. Let me know if y'all can see this. Well, this isn't working. Does my Facebook keep closing out every time I click on it? Are y'all seeing that? This is wonderful. Okay, well, let me see if I can do it this way. Okay, I can. So, can y'all see my Facebook screen now? Yes? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, you can see it? Okay. So I'm going to show y'all what I do for my host to post every day. So today I posted a vape post because if y'all are on here, we have one last giveaway the last day of the month, and we're giving 10 people $100. So right here, I have 18 comments so far. So I'm going to go through here, and Rebecca, I'm going to message her. And I have this. So text replacement is the best thing that you will ever do for your business. It's in your settings, it's under keyboard, you click text replacement, and I just type in this stuff. So I always ask them, do you want an entry into my giveaway? So now I'm gonna go back. This is a lot more complicated than it is on the app. So then I go back, and now we're gonna go to Rihanna. We're gonna message her. I'm gonna ask her if she wants to be in the giveaway. Okay, so I'll do about 10 of these at a time because I don't wanna get blocked, but I'll go through, and I literally have a text replacement for my comments that I send to them. Okay, so I send them, I messaged you, girl. And then when they respond, okay, and they reply to that, I'm gonna go through my host to post script, which is also in the team page as well. So I go through this every single day, and now I'm gonna go through, and then when somebody posts for me, okay, I'm gonna try to pull this up. I think it's over here, maybe. This is completely backwards. Anybody know where my saved posts are? This is not going as well as I planned, but we're winging it, right? I don't know how to get to my save post. Anyways, of course this would be difficult. Just trying to find this one button. Okay, well, when you see a post, okay, here's Kate's cute little post, all right? You click these 3 buttons and you click Save Post. And I have a host to post right here. So I save all of mine in a folder and I go through them every single, left side says saved. Thank you guys. So I have a host to post folder and that's where I save them in. Even though that wasn't all of them. I don't know where they went. Anyways, I saved them all in that post. Okay, so here's Alyssa, cutie little girl. She's posting about our giveaway. So this is a bait post that you would post, get a ton of comments on it, and then you would message them, each individual, and ask them if they want to be entered and go through the host to post script, okay? I'm gonna stop sharing this now. So that is how you can 110% bulletproof make sure that you're enrolling customers. If you are not getting host to post, I talked to somebody today and she's like, I'm not getting any host to post. When's the last time you added friends on your Facebook? You have to be getting new people to your page. And when I'm going through those host to post, this is what I do. So when those girls, so this is my bait post that I posted, all of those people are gonna get a giveaway partnering post with me. They're not gonna get my TFX post because I want to branch out the more and more people that I'm getting host to post with. So what I do is I send this message. So all those people, all 18 of those people that said, hold on. This text replacement is not the one that's on my phone, so. Okay, so that is what I call a partnering post. So all these people that have commented on this host to post, I am going to message them and say, hey girl, do you want to enter into my giveaway? They say yes. I send them this. They're not tagging me. Do not have people tag you in your host to post. Can I get a head nod that you understood that? Do not have people tag you in your host to post. So they're going to do that, and I'm going to save them in a different saved folder that's called partnering. And so I save all my partnering ones in there. And so all the people that comment on that, I am going to message those people that wanted entry into that giveaway about my TFX. So now I have hundreds of people that are going to post my TFX post instead of just 18. Does that make sense? That just blow your mind? Because now you're like, oh, wow, I've been running out of people to talk to. They never run out. And if you start to run out of people to talk to, just stop doing the TFX host to post for a little bit and have people post a partnering post with you. Because now everyone wants an entry into a $1,000 cash giveaway. We're giving away $1,000. 10 people get $100 on the 31st or the 30th, however many days you got. I think it's 30. And so now I never run out of people to talk to. It's limitless. So save that in your text replacement. I have it saved. All of my host to post are saved as H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. And I have that saved as H7, okay? I've got lots of different host to post that I do, but TFX is just the best one. Never have them post for me. I can post this script in the team page as well. Make sure that you're changing up the words a little bit so that not every single one of us are posting, hey, I'm partnering up with my friend Cheyenne this month to give away $1,000. Change it up, okay? Make it your own, add different emojis, change the things that you say because not all 200 people of us in your teams can be posting the same thing or you will ruin it for everybody, okay? Don't do it. So then they don't tag you because Facebook algorithm hates all of us. They hate our guts and they don't want us to be doing stuff like this. And when they don't tag you, there's no way for them to link it back to somebody to block them, block their posts or whatever. So I just don't tag them. And if people tag me, I get no comments. If people don't tag me, I get comments. So just do it. I don't know how to explain it. So that's how I do that. So now I'm going to share with y'all how I work my Instagram daily. Okay, how many of y'all want Instagram help? Because you're like, help me, I don't know what to do. Because I don't know what to do and I need help with Instagram. How do you keep track of them when they don't tag you? The saved post thing that I just showed y'all, the saved post. I click the 3 dots, click save post, make a folder, put them in there, and they're all in a folder. And they're always on the left-hand side, it says saved post. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Instagram. So majority, what do you do when they do tag you? I tell them to untag me. I literally will message them and ask them to do that. And then once they start commenting, you can turn on the notifications for that post, but I don't like to comment on my posts. That's the thing. When I have somebody post a TFX post to post, most people post before and afters in the comments. I don't comment anything. Because when I do, I don't get interaction. I don't love it. I don't anything. I just put it in the saved folder, let the comments kind of do their thing. And then once they've got like 12 or so comments or so, or they've got a lot of comments on them, then I'll go through and say, message you girl, I'll like the post, I'll comment on it. And then you can click turn on notifications because you've already commented on it. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's talk about Instagram. I'm just going to kind of show you all a bunch of random stuff that I do here on Insta. So let me know when y'all can see my screen. Drop a yes in the comments. Okay, y'all can see it. All right, so this is my Instagram. Now look, all these stories that are up here, these are all people that I interact with most. Okay, we've got Morgan, she's presidential. We've got Sam, she's a double on my team. We've got Rachel, she's ambassador. Like all these people are people I interact with most. I don't want to look at them. So every day I go all the way to the very back, and these are people that I least interact with, and most of the time these are people that are not in the business, okay? So every single morning, the first thing that I do when I'm like making my coffee videos and just kind of scrolling through Instagram, I go through here, and this girl is not in the business, so I'll just go through and love this post, okay? And you have to be careful about anything that you do fast because you will get blocked. So this girl, okay, I'm gonna click on her thing. We're gonna watch her stories, and we're gonna compliment her. So pretty, so cute. Okay, we're gonna go to the next girl. All right, she's talking about microblading. I don't know. I do not want to get my eyebrows microbladed, okay? I do not, but we're gonna act like I do because, so thank you so much for sharing these tips. Okay, I'm just interacting with these people, building relationships with them, talking to them, having conversations like, yeah, Lindsay, you know, it's just, we're winging it, okay? And this is how I do it. So like this girl, I'm just gonna go through. Sometimes they don't have anything on here. My cute Danny girl, okay? I always watch my team stories, that's why they're at the front. Okay, so super cute, OMG, so adorable. Your son is just precious. He is precious, but I'm going to tell her because I want to build a relationship with her. That's what I do. Now I'm way more intentional about it when I'm not being videoed and pressured to do this quickly. Okay. But that's what I kind of do. When I go all the way to the back, I'll do like 10 or 15, message them and go through there. So then I am never just scrolling through my Instagram. Okay. I'm always liking and commenting, and I have text replacements saved in my text replacement that are like, OMG, so cute. Where did you get this top? Where did you get this swimsuit? See, she already commented back and said, thank you. So now we've had an interaction, we built this relationship, and now what they do is they click on my profile. Now they're gonna go here and they're gonna go on my Instagram and they're gonna say, oh, she got her hair done, so cute. Oh, look at her dad. Oh, what's this? They're gonna read my post about this girl on my team. They're gonna do, you know, read this. Oh, I'm at the lake. Oh, let's read this caption. And then they start looking at what I'm doing. Catch my drift? This is why we post every day, because now I was sick and I don't have to take off and I work my business from home. Okay, so, and I messaged this girl about being a distributor and she just said, so sorry, I never got back to your message. Oh, y'all, see, it's working while I'm on here. This is the purpose of me doing it. So I messaged her and I talked to her and I'm responding to her and we're having conversations, and now she realizes I messaged her about the business and she never responded. And now she's like, so sorry, because she realizes I'm a nice person and I'm taking time to interact with her. See that? That's so good. Do you keep your Instagram private? Keep your Instagram private until you have 10,000 followers. It's the best rule of thumb for you. Okay, so when I go through here, my girl Amy, I read this post on Facebook. It was so sweet. So I always just go through and comment on my team's post. I'm just going to leave a heart on this girl's post of her getting engaged. You know, if it's a famous person, I don't really take time to. I just really like to follow them. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going through here. I do want to see people's posts and I do want to interact with them. And I just interact and I just tell them that they're pretty and I ask them where they get their clothes from. And now I built this relationship. And so the other day I had a girl that I followed, okay? And I went and I commented on her post and I said, hey girl, like, where did you get your swimsuit? And she responded back and she messaged me and she was like, hey girl, so yesterday I went and read all of your posts after you messaged or commented on my post, and I'm really interested in what you do. Really interested in this business opportunity that you have. She joined my team. all from one comment that I messaged her. I think the biggest thing that people have a problem with is they don't understand the power and importance of interacting with people. Because when we don't have face-to-face interactions, we're not building relationships with people. Okay, so that's what I do. That's how I work my business. I go through, I interact on Instagram, I comment on people's pictures. I like their stuff because I want to build relationships with people and never come across spammy or messaging people like crazy when I've never talked to them before. Anytime I've messaged somebody on Instagram, I guarantee you that I've had some altercation with them. I've commented on their pictures, I've messaged them, I've swiped up on their stories. Because also, if you take the time to go through and swipe up on their food and say like, OMG, this looks so good, the next time you message them and say, you know, hey, like, I'm not sure if you've been seeing my post or not, but I would love to have you test my products or whatever. If you message them about the business, whatever, you'll talk to me for. So you're instantly best friends. That's how social media works. So that's kind of what I do. And then as far as Instagram host to post, so how many of y'all don't do Instagram host to post? Drop me in the comments if you're like, what is Instagram host to post? I don't know what that is. All right, I'm about to change your life. So this is how simple it is. So anyone that I have messaged about the business, okay? So I'm gonna go to Amy's. Hey, Amy, we're gonna chat for a second. Okay, so I would message her and say this. I think it's this. Ignore these, Amy. But I'm gonna message her this. So I'm messaging this to anybody I've ever talked to about the business or about the products that has ignored my message or never followed up with me or never responded, okay? So I message them this message. They say yes, and I say, trying to think of what my host to post is. They're all so different on here, sorry. Oh wait, it's this. Okay, so then I click all photos, I go down to host to post. Right here, I save it in a folder and I send them my host to post. So now all they have to do, post this picture on my story on Instagram, click the colored blank and put my name on it. So now they're gonna post this on their Instagram story. They're gonna tag me in this black box right here. And now people are going to follow me from their stories and message me money about the business because they're interested in the products or the business. You can do one of these or you can do the products. Did I just change your life? Are you like, yeah, I didn't know you could do this. I get so many distributors from this. I think I got like 11 distributors in 72 hours from doing this one time. It was crazy. Just because all these people are just messaging me and following me from all these different things. So that is basically it. And that's what I do on Instagram. So that is basically all the questions that we had, guys. I went over all kinds of different details with you. I taught you how to use Instagram, taught you how to do Instagram post. I'm pretty sure I've shared the script in the team page. But I love y'all so much. I hope that y'all got so much value from this. I will share this recording in the team page. If y'all have any more questions, you can comment them on the Zoom video and I will go back and try to answer all of them. So bye, guys. Have a super awesome night.